Save the Semantics, episode 170. It is February 27, 2022. My name is Myro. This is a podcast where I ramble on for a bit about things, whatever they may be, about my life, if I wish to, and also the premier basketball podcast where I discuss in-depth analysis of NBA players, games, advanced stats, all that fun stuff. Because I know all of that, and I'm very informed on every player's plus minus, their impact on the court, their player profile, all of that. I know everything. It's been a pretty crazy week, to say the least. Not in my life, but just things that are going on in the world. So I don't really have anything to really say about what is happening in Ukraine. Obviously, I think I have the same kind of thoughts and feelings about the situation as most people, I feel like, but yeah, just an awful, shitty situation, and it's sort of I don't know, I just there was when it kind of started to happen, like the invasion earlier, or sort of this past week. It was like on Wednesday or something like that. I was just sort of like, it was just one of those moments where you're just kind of completely glued to the screen and everything like that, where you just can't stop watching the news. So I was like, up a little too late at that time, just watching this shit, and I was like, I just, at a certain point, it just doesn't excuse me, it there's only so much you can really be informed on at a certain point. So I think that's sort of where the where you kind of have to have a balance to in terms of consuming the news. I talk about this relatively frequently about how you should sort of pace yourself in regards to the news and everything like that. I don't know. It's I think it's whatever position you're in. I think I'm in a very I'm in a comfortable position where this doesn't really affect me all that much. I guess gas prices are gonna go up and everything like that potentially around here, but I'm not it's I don't have a lot of stake in this situation or everything or anything like that. So I'm just gonna hold off on making any I don't know, comments or anything like that. It's just like a weird, yeah. The only thing I can really say is that it's just an awful situation, and I hope that it gets resolved quickly, and hopefully people, normal people that have been kind of put in that situation are able to get out of it safely. So yeah, just hoping for the best, really. Anyways, hard to kind of transition from that, but this week I've been pretty busy with work. It's definitely maybe I mentioned that it picked up last week as well, but this week I've been kind of occupied with work and everything like that, and with that I mean, along with everything else, that has made my sleep schedule potentially worse. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it certainly hasn't gotten better, but maybe not worse, but it's just sort of stayed consistently kind of shitty. Um, Even if I've gotten like, god damn, it's not COVID, I promise. Even if I got more than like 7-8 hours of sleep, it still feels like, oh man, I'm still just too groggy. Sleep hygiene, man. I always try to say this, but it's just hard to be. It's hard to be very not strict, but just kind of be, adamant of making those changes. It's hard, man. Like once I've just been so. I've been used to doing what I've been doing just in terms of like my daily and nightly routine that it's just hard to like kind of deviate from that. Um, especially if I'm like working late and I'm essentially like using like the last hours of like my, you know, awaked, like period that I'm awake to like, I don't know, catch up on shit, like catch up on entertainment, whatever that may be. Like those like the last few hours, like that eventually kind of eats away into my sleep. So I just have to like, I don't know, I just have to be more, just kind of more, what's the word? I said it last time too. Be more consistent and shit. Just be more, not harsh. Just focus and, understand the the implications of not sleeping well and everything like that. Because it affects everything really. As I have said multiple times, it's just not sustainable to kind of keep going through it with like this. So yeah, it's going to bed early too is hard. I think I did try one time to go to bed a little earlier than I usually did. I'd say for like the last couple of weeks I've been going to bed around like 11, 12ish, and one night I tried to go to bed at like 10 something, and I just struggled to go to bed because it was just such a shift from my usual sleep, going to bed routine. So I don't know. It's work. It's always work. It's gonna continue to be work during my adult life and everything like that. So I gotta try. I do really want to try it too. It's just I'm just not being as maybe as strict as I want to be. Yeah, so yeah, outside of work, just been last week was solid. I in terms of like my kind of my routine, obviously sleep, whatever. Let's put that shit to the side for now. I have to obviously have to work on that, but I ran like 4 times last week, which is good. If I can continue to do that consistently, if I can run, just my regular, just like my regular run every day, during like the work week, I'll be happy with that. And again, I can maybe kind of incorporate some other things into that as well, maybe like ab workouts or whatever. I think one of the things I'm very much lacking is just strength workouts. I've never really done any weightlifting or anything like that. Like that's just not been a part of my routine at all. I never did any weightlifting in high school. I tried maybe like very briefly in college. I went to the gym one time with a couple of my friends, and one of them was trying to kind of teach me how to do it. Like he had like a really set routine, and so I was like, hey man, like, can you like, kind of give me, show me the ropes a little bit. But I just never continued to go through with it. One because yeah, it was just kind of hard to find the time in my schedule to do that. Also, I just didn't really have the motivation to continue doing it. And also, the gym at my college was fucking. It was tiny. It was so small. It's just considering the number of students that went there. And that continue to go there. It's just way too small. Like I just. Oh man. I mean, that's like, I have a lot of complaints with the university that I went to. That's probably like a smaller one, but still, you gotta give, considering the amount of students that go to your university, you gotta consider and expand. Like you gotta make, you gotta be accommodating, and they're just not. They have not been, especially that last. Oh man. I mean, my senior year of college is just not even. I mean, obviously, like COVID hit and everything, so everything kind of went to shit at the very end. But there were other things too that were just kind of like really bad. Like it was just like the parking situation was awful. They were just. It seemed like they were making it like as unaccommodating as possible for students. Like they were like constructing new shit that was like in the way of like students. It's just not they just try to make it as like inaccessible as possible for like everyone, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like it's just ridiculous. So I don't know. It's a beautiful campus, but god damn it, the fucking admin can eat shit, man. Anyways, what was I saying? Working out. Yeah, so I've never really done any consistent like strength training or anything like that. And of course, again, another thing I've talked about in the past where I've maybe wanted to, incorporate that into my routine. It's just hard. Like I don't, right now I don't have a gym membership, and going to a gym is a bit out of my way right now. So I don't know. I think I can try to find other ways to kind of build build other parts of my body, because I feel like my endurance is solid. The main issue I have with running is just I have like past sort of injuries and kind of just kind of damage that I've kind of inflicted on my body over the years, and I've never really dealt with that. Like I haven't gone to like a podiatrist or anything like that, so I haven't been able to run to like my full capacity. I've limited myself to what I'm able to do, which is still good. I think I'm still happy with what I'm able to do at the moment, but I do want to try to push myself in that way. So yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but I think for now I'll be happy with kind of continuing on with kind of what I'm doing. If I'm able to run it 4 days a week consistently, I think I'll be pretty solid, and maybe later down the line I'll consider doing other extracurricular shit too. So yeah, I mean there's always another time to kind of think about these things, and it's just hard to, especially right now, it's just hard to find the time to maybe try new things, like working out and shit. So yeah, I think just kind of put it to the side and kind of think about it another time, and try to do it later, I guess. Try it out later. So yeah, that's one of the things that I can kind of be happy about is my runs and everything like that. Most other things right now, it's a little hard to say. I haven't really put my time into a whole lot else. That's just kind of one of the things that comes with my current job. It's just that when I get into this period of time, it's just really hard to find time to do other things that I want to do because I just don't have the energy to. But I guess that kind of comes with building a healthy routine and everything like that. So yeah, it all comes together. There's been what was I gonna say? Elden Ring came out last week, and it looks incredible. Just I've been watching some streamers play it, and it just looks it's so impressive, like what they've done. Um, like open world, Dark Souls game. It just like I just saw like kind of glimpses of like the map, and the shit just looks massive, man, massive, and it's crazy, just like the amount of things that you can do. I just don't. I think the Dark Souls and like series and like Bloodborne, the worlds and just the atmosphere that that is part of those games is so cool and so interesting, but I'm such dog shit at those types of games that it's just like I just like it's just, it will be hard for me to enjoy all those other aspects of the game when I'm just not good, and I can't enjoy the gameplay. I like challenges once in a while. I do. I like games that require me to go try it again and again. But it's just seeing other people play it. It just seems far too frustrating for me to take that on. And I played the first Dark Souls game. I didn't even like. I don't even. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't remember like beating that first section of the game where like you're like in that prison, and then there's like that prison boss. I was struggling so hard to get past those like first enemies. Like it's just embarrassing, you know what I mean? So I can't imagine playing just like, continue to playing these games without like being just incredibly frustrated and just angry. And I'm like, I don't want to be you know what I mean? I don't want to be like that when I'm playing a game. So I don't know. It's just it looks so cool, but I just can't see myself enjoying that game. But I do understand the gratification that comes with beating an incredibly difficult boss. I totally get that. Or beating like a really difficult section or level of the game. I got kind of that sense of like satisfaction when I played through Hollow Knight and Celeste. Like there's some really difficult parts of those games. But I don't know. I think just this style of game of like, third person combat RPG, I just can't really get into. Like it's got to be dumbed way down for me. Like I'm like good with like, I'm good with like Breath of the Wild. I don't know if that's not really a good comparison, but I mean in terms of like open world and shit, but like in terms of combat and everything, no, not really. I just like that kind of just a little more fun, a little easy, a little much easier. Yeah, it's just not something that I can really see myself enjoying, because I just haven't in the past. But it is very cool. It is very cool, and I've been enjoying watching people play through it. So that's been kind of my experience with it. Speaking of games, I finally beat SMT yesterday. Basically what I had to do, and I didn't even realize this, essentially I was fighting the last boss of the run that I was doing. I'm thinking that I might do another run. I'm trying to figure out, like, because I'm guessing that there are like three. Right now, there are three routes, I believe. I'm gonna look into it a little bit, because I want to get the multiple endings. Right, maybe I'll try to do that. But yeah, I was essentially at like the last boss of this particular route that I was going on. So I really just had to craft like another demon that was really good. And I pretty much won it, like, first try with that one demon. So that was really it. Super, super useful. Like, it had like all of the abilities that I needed to kind of get through this fight. So yeah, a lot of fun with this game. Again, maybe I will, maybe I won't try going through with another route later or sometime soon. But I really enjoyed what I've played so far. I think the gameplay is what, draws you in the most. I've talked about this a lot, but I think, story, whatever. Story's never been like the strong suit of the series. I think it's a little weaker in comparison to 4 and 4 Apocalypse. I really like 4 Apocalypse. I think there's a lot of good things about that game. I still think that one is my favorite. Maybe I'll play through. I think was it 3 that was also released on the Switch. There was another one that was remade for the Switch, so maybe I'll pick that one up as well. But yeah, this was so much fun. There was like a period of time where I was just, this is like the only thing that was like on my plate, and I really enjoyed those moments. It was really fun trying to like find specific like demons that work the best for your team, and then strategizing and everything like that. Oh, that shit is so fun. Like when and then when you finally figure it out, and you kind of get through it, it's really satisfying. So I enjoy that part. I enjoy the exploration. I like kind of the ability to kind of like, explore these areas, find items and everything like that. But yeah, I'm again, I don't know if I will go through with another run soon. I did start it up like right after I beat it yesterday, but I haven't really, I haven't really gone through anything at all. So yeah, we will see. A lot of fun though. A lot of fun. I think I'm thinking of maybe picking up another game or starting another game. I've sort of like I did finally beat this game, and I did have a lot of fun with it, but like I hit this wall right with this last boss where I just was sort of like putting it off for like pretty much like weeks, or maybe I gave it a shot like once a week to try to beat this boss, but I was just kind of like in this weird like stalemate with video games. Like I've been playing, again, like I like to like game and like listen to like YouTube or podcasts or whatever, but I do want to get into another game that just kind of immerse myself in a new game. So we'll see. I will see what I can kind of find. You know what? Maybe I'll pick up a video game today. We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know if I'll really have the time to play it. Maybe today, but yeah, I don't know. That seems like a good idea. So maybe I'll scrounge around here, and drive around, and see if any stores are open, and maybe pick up a game or something like that. So yeah, we will see. That's probably gonna do it for this episode. Again, as usual, probably all over the place this one, but My brain's kind of scrambled, or has been scrambled, so it's a little hard to articulate everything that I want to say. But thanks for listening if you have listened. And this has been Save the Semantics. Signing off.